Benvenuti nella giungla di graffiti. This is the fake rock star chat show. Questo impostore rock star. We were working on a podcast. Podcast with Gihareh. Sono il tuo capo, Gihareh. I'm your chief, Gihareh. So let's try to get the poll going. Cowboy Bebop, session 22. All right. One more. What emoji did I use for the Cupid? This popped up. There. Start. All right. Welcome to the Graffiti Jungle. This is the Graffiti Jungle. This is Chief Gihareh. This is the fake rockstar chat show. We're at some point we'll get back to the podcast at some point. At some point. The fake rockstar. The fake rockstar podcast chat show. Yeah, some other stuff that has to just get handled, situated, whatever. Okay. Cowboy Bebop. I just wanted to say it in Spanish. I mean Italian. Maybe I should learn the Spanish one. The Spanish did pop up on the whatchamacallit. Bolígrafo. Kind of easy, not gonna lie. Okay. Bro, let's do this. In Italian. Benvenuti nella giungla di graffiti. Questo è impostore rockstar. Podcast with some garbage. Sono il tuo capo, io sono Chief Gihareh, Julius Caesar Carrera. All right, done. Cowboy Bebop, session 22. 22. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. All right. 6, for the most part, is usually, like, 6 is kind of common. Okay. So, this session 22, feels like how Cowboy Bebop started. And this is me. I didn't get to watch this growing up. I didn't know nothing about it. And it's just like me as an adult watching it, seeing what people, like, if they talk about it, what makes it so good. You know what I'm saying? Why is it up there and is considered one of the best, right? So from there, the first 8 sessions, right? The first 8 sessions have like a similar flow and feel to them, right? So again, there's certain things depending on what type of show that you're watching and how it's set up. There's one part where you're just like, okay, it's like with something being new, there needs to be like some type of regularity, right? For you, like as a viewer, like, okay, I know that when I come to watch this show, this is what I'm going to like kind of sort of expect. This is what I can get used to, right? So the first 8 sessions kind of feel like that, right? The first 8 sessions you get in for the flow of things. You're like, oh, okay, the show kind of goes like this, kind of goes like that. This is what's like, you get a flow like kind of sort of what's going to happen, right? Now, from there, I think the first time I was like, bro, this feels like a filler episode was session 11. Session 11, like, and this is just me kind of like, just trying to be able to recall whatchamacallits. Session 11 was the first time I'm like, bro, this feels like it feels like a filler episode, session 11, right? Now, but one of the, it was like, as I'm watching this and something I was like looking forward to was, I'm like, yo, I wonder how they would do things if they could really flush out, like, instead of being confined to this time right here, if they could like flush out certain things, so certain things don't feel rushed, right? Now, which is one of the reasons it's session 12. Session 12 and session 13 is a part one, part two. That was the first time I'm like, okay, they're actually like going with the storytelling and you got picked back up where you left off. Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. That type of thing, right? Session 12 and session 13 was the first time it was like, right? But it didn't, but after that, literally, I was like, bro, 14 feels like a whatchamacallit. 14 feels like a filler. 15, so I have been feeling like that for the last few sessions. For the last few sessions, I'm sitting here like, bro, this ain't what it was or what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Or like what I came accustomed to. So this session feels that way. It feels like how it kind of sort of started, like getting back to the roots of like what made it whatchamacallit, right? So I enjoyed this session. And for a couple different reasons here, so we're gonna get into it. So this session starts with, I got a lot for this one. So let's see. Here. So the security guard comes, right? The way that this session starts, you see a guy place a teddy bear right there on the edge of the balcony or whatever, and then he goes to the elevator. Now, once he's on the elevator and he's going down, what's the next part? He's going down the escalator, so he gets off the elevator, and now he's on the escalator, right? And as he's going down the escalator, the bear is now on his shoulder, right? So he's like, and so it's Spike. And so him and Spike have a little, there's a little banter. And, Spike was like, it's early. You wanna take a walk, take a stroll? You know what I'm saying? I know a place we can go. And he's like, nah, I'm an early rider, so I gotta go to sleep early. Nah, he's like, nah. There's a special place they cater to people like you, and this and that. He's like, well, I'm sure they need a reservation for that type of place. He's like, nah, they got free meals, and they, you know what I'm saying? There's prison. Let's go. That's where we're going, right? So this is how it kind of like starts off, whatever, right? And then, so he goes to press the John, and Spike is like, yeah, I already whatchamacallit. I took out the pen for that already. I think, do I have that part? I thought I did. Oh, I guess I don't. Okay. So Spike was like, yeah, I already took out the pen for that right now. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead and give it up. So let's you know what I'm saying? So then he's like, that wasn't the only one. There's more, right? He's like, there's more. It's more from time, right? He's like, I got way more of them, right? So the thing is, right? So him and Spike are having this. They're going back and forth to that third, and then there's and then from here is you hear this music. I'm gonna try this again, but it really wasn't like that. But it was like whatever. It's like this little music, little cowboy type music, right? And then the glass breaks, and then in comes this guy. Howdy, partner. Space Cowboy. So, okay. So before that, the guy says, let me go back. Darn, I'm messing it up. Well. While they're sitting here talking, while Spike and this guy is talking, Spike says his name. His name is Teddy, and then, of course, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying, certain words you're just going to say, go, you know what I'm saying? Teddy, that's his name, right? And so, and then he's like, yeah, I know about you, Spike. And then he's like, you know about me? Yeah? My reputation precedes me? And then he was like, yeah, all of us know about you and Andy. So Spike was like, Andy? Who's Andy? Right? So he mentions, he's like, who's Andy? Who are you talking about? Now, mind you, Andy, and then we also got Andy on Toy Story. Woody did a snake in my boot, right? So again, it was at this part, right? It was at this part. The glass breaks, and but it was like if you hear the music, it was this music playing, and then the glass breaks, and then in comes. And so it's one of those. So as far as like an intro, as far as an intro, he comes through on a horse in a. He got the whatchamacallit, right? He got the junk tied around his neck, right? His costume fire, right? His costume fire. Like as a character, this one third, this ain't fire. Damn. From here, I just got a couple Jones from here, right? It was there's not a bull that can't be rode or a cowboy that can't be throwed. He said, call me Wyatt Earp. What? And so, but so what you call it? They know him as Andy. He said, but you can call me Wyatt Earp, right? So this is him. He got a cool character, right? He got a cool character. So the thing is, whoa, go back. I'll go back here. Him and Spike, and so mind you, the target that they were looking for is right there, right? He busts in, barges in. Oh, and he accuses Spike. He's like, ah, yeah, it's you. You're the one looking for him. Spike was like, bro, what? He's like, he's right there. He's like, that old security guy. He was like, bro, do you even know who you're looking for? He was like, how do you even know who to look for? He's like, is it not by face? He was like, nah, I just kind of go with my gut feeling and inspiration, right? So why him and Spike are whatchamacallit and go back and forth? He's like, bro, I'm not who you looking for. So mind you, he comes in and he's trying to apprehend Spike. Spike was like, bro, I'm not. And then so they keep arguing, and then the guy runs away, right? The guy runs away, and still ends up. He still ends up whatchamacallit, right? While they're arguing, he ends up. So you see the kaboom, right? And then him and Spike get tangled up. He was like, whoa. round him up, right? So he goes to get him, rounds him up, but he's after Spike. And so there's like, bro, what is you doing? Right? And so this was actually right before that the other scene I just showed you where it's coming down. So they were going back and forth. But he's like, bro, because the guy tried to run away. Spike is trying to go after him, and then he still doesn't think that Spike is the one that he whatchamacallit. So he goes to round up. He does this. Right? He does that, and then gets Spike. And then so when this happens, he's like, oh, we gotta get out of here. So they leave, right? He tramples over Spike. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Bebop, session 22, Cowboy Funk, right? Session 22, Cowboy Funk. So then Spike goes back to Bebop, right? Spike goes back to the ship. Let me see, what's next? Spike goes back to the ship. And so, mind you, when they tried to run away, the other boy, whatchamacallit, he goes to he runs over Spike, right? With the horse. So Spike has like these hoof prints in his back and whatnot. And so Spike comes back to Bebop. Again, out of all the scenes and settings and this and the third, again, this has been one of the more repeated ones that I still don't even know where it is. I don't know if it's Ganymede or whatever, but this is one of them that kind of repeats, right? So Spike comes back to Bebop. He trying to tell them what happened. And so they're like, yeah, a cowboy, eh? On a horn. He's like, yeah, it was a cowboy, right? You know what? You know what would have been cooler? If it was a samurai. So they joking Spike, right? Spike was like, bro, how you think I got the... It was like, so mind you, there's a little bit, we're going to come back to this, all right? So there was like, Spike was sitting there telling them, like, yeah, it was this cowboy on a horse, and this and that. And it was like, Yeah, it was a cowboy, right? Yeah, on a horse. And my son was like, bro, he had a horse. How you think I got the, you know what I'm saying, the marks on my back, the horseshoes on my back? He was like, I'm like, because I think Spike had food. Oh, I didn't catch that. But Spike had food, right? Because Spike was supposed to get the food, and so whatever, right? So he was like, yeah, would it sounded better? This story would be way cooler if it was a samurai, all right? So they're joking, Spike. Then, you know, Edward goes to do what Edward does on a computer. You know, Edward's top tier. So Edward's like, oh, he was at the YMCA. And it was like, the YMCA? Why is he at the YMCA? And so Edward's like, no, no, no. Youth Men's Cowboy Association. So there's you right there. So what the YMCA, right? The what? No, we ain't even gonna do that. I ain't gonna say it. But YMCA stands for Young Men's Cowboy Association. Is that the YMCA? What is he doing at the YMCA? And so I'm like, no, no, no. The Young Men's Cowboy Association. But he got kicked out, right? So there's that. But then he says his name, and so he was like, Andy Von de Oniyote, the noble son of the Oniyote Ranch, right? So mind you, it's the noble son of the Oniyote Ranch, Andy Von de Oniyote, right? So he's rich, and so like, let me see if I got to that part yet. Actually, no. Okay. So what happens next? They never catch the guy, right? So mind you, they didn't catch the target. So it was like, okay, where's he at now? Okay, you know, his thing is teddy bears and so it's here now, right? Get here. So now they're like, okay, we still gotta find the target. They go to find the target and it was like, well, yeah, that was easy. The suit, he was like, how? Well, I mean, suit kind of gives you away, you know, with your name. You got an MO. We know how you do, right? Now, one of the things is that he usually doesn't try to hurt people. It's just who you trying to tear down the buildings. And so one of the things is, and so the running joke with him is he keep trying to tell them, well, why do you just keep stuff, all these buildings and whatnot? And he's like, I'm trying to send a warning. But every time he gets interrupted, right? So then what's next? Oh, I'm gonna try to whistle here. So you hear the music, right? And then Indian. You hear the music, right? Off the elevator. Bro, a character, bro, that I'm like, yeah, bro, he's cool. Top tier, right? So here comes Andy, right? Off the elevator. He just got off the elevator, right? On his high horse, right? And so it's like, then the reaction, a horse. Hold on, just because you said a horse, right? Let me hear you neigh. What's who's the horse? Where's the horse? Is the horse in the room? Chloe Bailey. A horse. And then it's just, I had to catch this one. Right? So he's just riding through. It's just, bro, the aesthetic, the lure, right? The aesthetic, the lure. Just riding through on the horse. And then a cowboy. So it's like, bro, I just think like an intro, bro, like however you would want your intro to grow. Like, so he comes in, mind you, every time before he enters. And so mind you, they was joking Spike, and then she was like, a horse? Mind you, she's a little bit attracted to the guy, right? She's like, a horse? A cowboy? So now they just can't believe, right? He's really here. This is who Spike was talking about? It didn't sound real. It didn't sound real at all. Right? And so, again, Spike and the other guy Spike and Andy are going back and forth. And so they get to arguing again, but they're ignoring him. So he was like, bro, you're supposed to be after me. And this then it turns into I hate being ignored. I detest being ignored. Right? So from here, he's like, right? So you see the smoke. And then that was on my next one. And then this is a thing, right? Like a woman screaming this face. Now, because I've also seen this face, I've seen somebody actually paint this, and this is fire, right? This is fire. But I just wanted to bring this back. Like, so let's do these in order. So he's like, psh, no, he goes, I hate being ignored. Psh, then this, and then that, right? So we got this a little explosion. So everybody has to run. Andy gets on the elevator. Faye gets on the elevator with him, and then Spike gets on a different elevator. So like, yeah, that's what's going on right here after this. What's this next one I got? Oh, okay. So couple things that happen here. So Faye's on the elevator with Andy, and she was like, that's a nice horse. He's like, you like horses? She said, that's a pretty animal, or something like that. He's like, you like horses? You want to get on? You want to ride? And so he grabbed her, get on, let's ride. And so Faye and Andy go after him. Spike gets on his spaceship, and so the thing is, he's run like that. At first, it seems as if Andy and Faye are after him. He crashes the car. Now, after he crashes the car, they keep going. This Andy is shooting at Spike, and it's like, bro, what? So Spike is in his spaceship, and so Andy's he's trying to get Spike, and then Spike is up. So Spike is in his spaceship running around. Andy's on a horse, and he's right. So that's that. So like he crashes, and then they still just going at it, and he's like, "Are you serious right now?" So he's like, "Bro, are y'all not even doing y'all job?" Right? Y'all not even doing y'all job. So from here, ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Bebop. Go to commercial. Come back from commercial. Now, from here, oh, okay. So remember, his name is Andy Von D Oniote, the noble son or whatever. So Andy rich, right? And so he's rich, and so Faye goes home. He makes her some dinner. Look at his outfit. He makes her some food. They toast. Yeah. Cutscene. They toast. Oh, look, this is he was like, how about we make a toast to da-da-da, right? So he was like, how about we make a toast? And then, I'm trying to get this one off. My thing. Shoot. Anyway. You can see his reflection in her eye. I just had to capture this because it's her reflection in her eye. He's like, let's make a toast to da-da-da. So he has this, whatever is it the charisma, the riz, right? The arrogance, the cockiness, whatever, the confidence, whatever it is, he's supposed to have that. And so she was like, you kind of remind me of somebody. You know, he's supposed to have that type of feel or vibe to him. And then, so from there, so they actually he actually gets kind of mad because it was like, what? And it was because, so Jet and Faye was like, yeah, he kind of, you might not like him because he kind of act like you. He kind of he reminds us of you. So how you gonna compare me to him? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it's a little troublesome. you know what I'm saying, parts to you. And it was like, y'all don't look alike, but the personality is what you call it. So this is one of the episodes or sessions. I, I was doing good. This is one of the sessions. Spike is just annoyed. Spike is annoyed at the comparison between him and Andy. Spike don't like that. Spike, that's, and the only other time you've actually seen Spike, like actually like kind of sort of mad was when they compare. Spike don't like being compared to people. I think that's if anything that's happened at least multiple times when they compared Spike to Vicious. Spike was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Spike don't like that. Spike don't like comparisons. You know what I'm saying? If they compared him to Vicious, what you mean? I'll show you Vicious. And so it's like they kind of remind you. What you mean? Spike don't like that. Spike don't like that, Jake, bro. So there's that. Oh, can I show y'all this? Let me see. Y'all know that's the anime crush. I still don't know her name, but there's a girl. There's a girl. She looked like her in real life. And she should just one time. Halloween coming up. I'm gonna DM this one girl. I'm like, yo, you should be her for Halloween. You should be. There's this one girl. She looked like her, bro. I'm like, you should be her for Halloween. It's coming. Halloween's coming up. So, again, here's the next one. Now, are we talking about the greatest anime of all time? Ladies and gentlemen, May Valentine, favorite anime crush. Yo, see, this is what I'm talking about. The people are here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Can we have these conversations? I'm trying to tell y'all, if you just Google it, if you Google Cowboy Bebop, it will. There's a Reddit conversation, and it's like, for it to be in the conversation of one of the greatest of all time. It's here, people. All right. So, again, Spike and Andy look at them. They ready to have this little showdown, right? And the target is right here. Oh, so actually, this is, I think I posted this part. Yeah, I think I posted this part. So Spike was like, so he has his whatchamacallit. So you watch the episode, right? You watch the episode, and then they was like, this is his last one, and this ain't third. He's going out, da 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 da. So he was like, bro, where are they at? They're late. They testing me. They trying me. I'm about to. So Spike shows up, right? Spike was like, so then he starts to talk to Spike. Spike was like, shh. Then he was like, he's here. Spike don't give a fuck about none of that shit. So now they about to have this little, they square off, right? They square off. And what ends up happening, I'm running back into this part. Let me see if there's another part I need to like pull. Because I had a lot from this one, bro. I enjoyed this one. Okay, we're here. So the guy is like, oh, so the one guy, the Teddy guy, right? He has all his stuff set up. And so he gets inside one of the elevator. And then so Spike and Andy get in the other elevator. So this is why, so while they're in the elevator, the guy was like, yeah, when y'all get to the top, kaboom, right? My only advice is try not to have any more regrets for the rest of your life, right? And he's like, this is it for y'all, right? So Spike was in there, so they're in there, right? And so they go to like the little whatchamacallit, he's like, yeah, thank goodness I came by this afternoon and already disabled the whatchamacallit, right? And then Spike was like, I think Spike said that or something like that. And then the other guy was like, well, I already came in this afternoon and I kind of already whatchamacallit. So Spike comes back, he's like, they go back and forth. One of them, the point of the matter is, one of them was already in there and they reverted the, if the one guy would have something with the emergency, whatever, one of them came back in there, switched it. And this other one's like, I came back and did it this afternoon and switched it. So Spike was like, if you came back and did it, after I just came back and undid it, now the elevator's going up and this thing's about to go kaboom, right? So they get in there and now they arguing. They go back and forth. I just wanted to show this because it's like they're right here and then they're looking out and it's like, I'm trying to see, like, I can only but show you but so much. You kind of watch it yourself, but it's just like, being like have like this like movie type of feel and then being able to show you like they're actually like just certain things. So Spike is over here right here on top of the elevator, right? Then they get the arguing and shoving. They get the arguing. Kaboom! They get the arguing and shoving. Nicole, I haven't seen you in so long, bro. The last time I saw, I know you had the good move and whatnot, and I hope your kids are enjoying the new schools and everything. The transition is moving is generally like kind of hard, but I hope that you're enjoying the transition so far, or that things are moving out. I'm not sure where you're at with things now, but that was the last thing I saw. I just wanted to just say that. All right. So the thing ends up getting to the top. Boom. Right? Ends up getting to the top. And so Spike and Andy, where they at? Spike and Andy it's like, well, what happened to him? He's like, farewell. Spike said, he gets a tap on the shoulder, and then Faye, mollywopped, is that right? Faye comes back, mollywopped him. And then, well, he was like, farewell to them. And so Spike and Andy are hanging on a rope. Spike and Andy are hanging on a rope. No worries, it's been an adjustment, but everything's going good. Thank God. Blah, 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 blah. Spike and Andy hanging on a rope, and then they climb back up. I think we're good now. I think we can just, yeah. They start to, there's Andy, there's Spike. They go to climb back up. The weather in Buzz is on. I was not sure you people know it. Yeah. No lies told. No lies told. They get to running up the side of the building. And then, boom, Faye's like, we actually gotta turn him in, right? So the back end of the episode, just to wrap things up. You gonna do this, cowboy? It's, again, if you ever seen the movie The Harder They Fall, it's Quick Draw and the other guy, I forget his name, but he's one of my favorite characters. And the one who says patience is a virtue, but I ain't never wait long enough to see the motherfucker was true. When they finally got that showdown, but he be taking too long to whatchamacallit. Anyway, I just want to bring that here. We got both of them there. Yeah. We got both of them there, right? You ready to do this? You ready to dance? You know what I'm saying? What'd he say? You don't even deserve to be called a cowboy. Spike was like, you're gonna be somebody I'll never forgive. That part didn't really eat, but it was just like, all right. It's the setting, sunset, dusk, you know? So what ends up happening, they have a little back and forth, running around this and third. Spike gets to the edge, and then he he falls, right? He falls, and the other guy's on the other side, and then at this point, Spike is looking at him. So Spike is here, the other guy's on the ledge up here, and so Spike was like, But when he hits this little whatchamacallit, it causes the other stuff to fall. It's the sound effects for me. So I'm trying to do my best to give the show justice. I actually enjoyed this one. And then so when it falls, once it falls, he's like, you're the true cowboy. He was like, I no longer need this hat right here. Hats off to you. So he was like, as of today, I no longer be a cowboy. So he's like, he returned. And then Spike is dumbfounded. So what are you gonna do? You know, because he done gave him the hat. Hats off to you. What are you gonna do? Right? He's like, I will no doubt find a new way of life going on. See you, Space Cowboy. Fuck with this shit, bro. You gotta fuck with this shit. See you, Space Cowboy. Right? Because that was always the whatchamacallit. Now, Spike is on his cocky shit. His level, really no match for me. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's bringing back the comparison between these two, just that arrogance, that cockiness, that whatever you want to call it. It's a thin line between arrogance, cockiness, and confidence, whatever you'll be saying. So it was like, So he in the back of the truck, he's like, so are you gonna explain why you was just go boom, that bitch, go boom, that bitch. You got if you watch battle rap and URL, show Hitman Holla, and he do his little remix, that bitch go boom, that bitch go boom. You just got if you have not seen that battle rap, I'm trying to figure. He might have been facing. Who was he facing at that time? Maybe Charlie Clips. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So he was like, "Are you gonna explain why you was just whatchamacallit the whole time?" So he was like, "This is where it kind of like it's that one person, and then they're trying to explain something and be deep or whatever." So he was like, I was sending a warning." So the whole episode, that's all he ever got out. I was sending a warning. He never gets to this part. So, against all the unnecessary waste created by capitalism lacking philosophy. Huh? What does that mean? Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Planets that needlessly get colonized, right? So he's against the colonization of the planets, uh, unnecessary waste created by capitalism, lacking philosophy, and the buildings that are needlessly tall to symbolize all of this, right? Because so Edward at one point was like, okay, he's gonna go for this one next. I was like, how'd you figure out which one he's gonna go? How'd you figure out which building he's gonna go for next? And he was like, he goes by the tallest buildings, right? So like the buildings are too tall for no reason. And he was like, this is the capitalism. Like he's just again, like he's singing one against all. He's taking out all the top buildings and like the tallest buildings, whatever, right? And now, mind you, this is in 90. Mind you, this is 98, 99, and we know what happened. And oh, anyway. Oh, now if you were paying attention, love this episode very much. And that one, oh yeah, that was I think that was 16 or 17 or something like that. I remember correctly. I don't know. I did a recap on that one. Yeah, we're just going on through. That one, just as an aside, but since we're talking about it, the mushroom one, that was when I kind of noticed. Hey! That is on the list of what to watch next. That's on the list of what to watch next. But it was around, I think 16, 17. I think 16 was Udai. 17 might have been this Mushroom Samba. But that was when I started to notice it was and because of that, it was like, because it was like back to back, it was like them having black characters, and then it was like how you can portray the black characters, and they had the afros and this, that, and third, and it was like, I see what's going on here. But there was a couple of little episodes, and they were back to back to back. I was like, you're incorporating black in this. And anyway, anyway, this episode feels like bad. Now, if you were paying attention, the foreshadowing in the beginning of this, right? They were joking, Spike. They was like, yeah, it was a cowboy, huh? The story would sound so much cooler if it was a samurai. And mind you, what did he just say? He was like, so what are you gonna do now? I will no doubt find a new way of life. And then what happens? Call me Musashi. What? This thing is crazy. Call me Musashi. Bro, what, bro? Go, Jiramaru. It was like, bro, son, are you serious right now? Right off into the sun, yeah. See ya, Space Samurai. I was like, kind of eats, not gonna lie. That one right there, it's because it usually says, see ya, Space Cowboy. How does it end? See ya, Space Samurai. And then now you start to see like future Samurai Champloo reference. You see what I'm saying? See ya, Space Samurai. I like that little subtle switch up. Again, the first few sessions, I think for me as I'm going through. Oh, you see, whatchamacallit? I heard Space Dandy came before this one, then is this one, and then Samurai Champloo. So, Yeah, man. This one was the first few sessions, I would say up until something. The reason 8 sticks out to me was because I think that's when their first time they actually caught the target, right? I was like, bro, after 8 sessions, they finally caught a target. And then I think 11 was the first time I'm like, yo, this feels like a filler. And after that, 12 and 13 was like, okay, bro, like I felt that's what I felt like it was gonna be more of. But after 13, and I'll just go ahead and say from 14 up until 20. No, 21, because this is 22. 14 up until 21 had a like they were like these standalone type of vibes, and they were not of these first Wishbone cards, right? And so this session right here made me feel like as I was watching those first few ones type of thing.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if this was of one of the first few ones, it would just kind of like fit right in seamlessly. Those other ones, they have a different flow and different ebb to them, and so I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the whatchamacallit. Now, there's a couple of things with this guy. This is just to like finishing thoughts here. You see how so he has the cowboy thing, right? That's how he comes across, right? But at the end of it, he was like, well, I'm gonna be done with the cowboy, and he's gonna be a samurai now. But now he said, call me Musashi. He has a whole nother name. I'm not sure what you call it, right? But the first time he saw Spike, no, the second time he saw Spike, he didn't even still kind of recognize him or know who he was, right? It was like after the third time, Spike was like, oh, you remember me now? And so, and then the whole him saying like, well, you're the true cowboy. And he was like, I gotta find something else to do. And then he was like, now he's a samurai, right? And so, for lack of a better word, if you want to call that mental illness schizo, right? That is something that he kind of would kind of sort of portray. Now, and these are conversational points to like kind of sort of talk about, right? Of like, how can you relate to something in real life and this and the third, right? Because somebody once said to me, you know, with the ADHD, schizo, by any what you call it, you probably got a little bit of it in you, but how you mask it and how you deal with it is a thing, right? Now, he's rich. So it's kind of sort of easier for him to just be like, he has a horse, you know what I'm saying? And change up a whole name, whole new persona, get a whole new wardrobe and outfit, and just go live this way. And you can't really even question it because what? You see what I'm saying? This that like in a real life sense, because somebody said this about with Kanye, right? He was like, bro, I can't have the sympathy for him because he has the money and the resources to, if he wants to get away from somebody, he can go up and go live in a whole nother country, a whole nother whatever, start a whole new life. Like these are those types when we talk about like rich people and that whatchamacallit. If a rich person has whatever, they can just clearly get up, go buy a house in another country and around people that nobody knows them and have a whole new persona. And nobody would, you know what I'm saying? Because they're in this whole new place, nobody can say anything. They have the money and the resources to do that. That was something that was alluded to on another podcast, right? It was like, yeah, I don't really got the sympathy for Kanye because he has the resources where he can go do that, right? And so that kind of, and I'm saying that in the sense of, if you are somebody who is like, and if I can even just not talk about anybody else, but say talking about myself, right? It's like, well, you don't have those type of resources, and it's like, well, if you're gonna go off and say, well, I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna go be this, and how would you go about doing something like that? How could you possibly do that? This rich person can just go buy a house and go on a land and go and have a whole new identity in a whole new country and just, you see what I'm saying? And they can just tell everybody that in this new place, yeah, I'm this, and this is what I do. And what can you say to this person if they tell you, you meet somebody like, what do you do for a living? I'm a cowboy. and they have actual a ranch, a cat, and horses and stuff and this and that. But you can't like, well, they do have a ranch and they got horses in a stable. My boots on the ground. You see what I'm saying? But then if you got somebody who ain't got this, now if somebody who don't got the same like money and resources to do all this and that thing, is like, yeah, I'm a cowboy. Well, where your horses at? Where your ranch at? And you be like, well, listen, the delusion, right? And it's like, well, it'd be those types of things. Now, again, I'm saying all that to say, what at the in the beginning of the episode, he's a cowboy, but he rich and he lives on this whatchamacallit, and so and then he be like, yeah, I'm finding something else to do. And then now he's a samurai. And you can't, and so if you was to actually meet him, you can't say that he's not a samurai. He is on a horse, he got a sword, and doing all this other stuff. Like, you see what I'm saying? You can't, but he's rich enough to be able to do that. It's like, how would you, it's those type of things. I related, there's a, I Space Samurai. Now, that would be a challenge, but we do have the fake Rockstar chat show. Now, they told me I couldn't be a rock star, so I got some good, I have 3 guitars that I don't know how to play. Now, how would I be a space cowboy or a space samurai? How can I be a samurai? I need a sword, eh? I need a sword. Now, if I start coming up here and say, welcome to the Space Samurai chat show, just know, my delusion's kicking in. And if I had enough money and resources, oh, I'll be in a kimono and I'll have a sword and I would. I'm just saying, I'm an actor and a movie director. I'm letting the delusion win. Those intrusive thoughts. All right, those are just conversational purposes. I did enjoy this episode. See you, Space Samurai. This is Cowboy Bebop Session 20.